I'll make the argument that we don't spend nearly enough time thinking about the concept of what we do with the time we have here on Earth. It's not that we never do it, but too often the conversations are brought to outcomes, and rarely are we in the moment in these conversations. We're focusing down the road, but forget to put any importance on the now, what we can do to make this moment the best moment. But you've got it right. You're here with me and my poems. But in all seriousness, let's look at our use of the valuable resource, time, in some poems now. The first poem's about the biggest culprit that is robbing us as it's related to time. This poem's entitled, Escaping the Speed Trap. How often do you feel like you're in a rush? I'd argue too often. Sure, if you're trying to cross a busy street, you're in a rush to get to the other side. But are you regularly going top speed? That's not good. We are hardwired to use speed when we're scared. Fear's response is speed. Flee, make a change. And fearfulness is a massive problem today. We recognize the problem, but are at loss in our search for the answers. Solutions are tied to medications and treatments, half-hearted attempts to apply the handbrake. This hurried life hides something important, precious, and in short supply. The now. Being happy in the here and now is as rare as puka dreams. We've lost our way in our constant pursuit of more at the expense of the present. You see, being happy right now is the most underrated element in life. It's Sunday's child, a chance to slow down with Minerva, fleeting like a shadow, as precious as rhodium. Allow me to open life's raincoat and expose you to life's joy. It's found when you discover happiness in the now. You see, contentment is the food your soul longs for. Without it, there's an emptiness, a void, and this hole devours joy. So much so that your ability to be human is compromised. We're left to look at others full of envy, and that slays the simple among us. Resentment kills the fool and impairs the rest. So you might wonder when you'll have achieved joy in the present, when you've been able to stand on the wave's crest. Life opens up, spreading like the inviting wings of a returning lover, and you're in a pod of contentment. When the once bothersome is now forgotten, fulfillment is burning now inside of you, and compassion's its emissions. And here's where you'll see the sign, the clue that you've arrived. You'll view the world and everything in it with unlimited empathy. Calamity no longer has a taste for you. The winds will always blow in your direction, and your heart's pumping compassion now. And compassion's what makes us different, what makes us real. It's where we become human. I hope that poem lands with you and lands well with you, I hope. I feel like hurrying is a drug nobody talks about. From my perspective, we're always rushing, chasing, sprinting towards something that's never delivers what we hope it will, what it maybe even promises. In a world obsessed with more, faster, better, I hope that poem reminds you that happiness isn't found in the chase. It's hidden in the stillness you keep running right by. Speaking of happiness, I hope my poems elicit that. And to get yourself more, including some exclusive content, plus a big fat discount on my upcoming book, go ahead right now in the comments, put poems, and I'll share a link that will do all of that and even a bit more. Talk about happiness. All right, enough of that. Let's take a look at another poem. And in some ways, we're going deeper into the same topic. Let's say you're willing to slow down a bit. Great. But there's still obstacles and difficulties. And without addressing them, you know what? There's not going to be bright blue skies. We're moving forward. This poem's entitled, Searching for Peace in the Chaos. How did I get here? Why am I here? High and low I search for answers. Life stretches beyond the heavens and passes by us like the comets, juxtaposing time and reality, painting a picture of confusion, lacking clarity and even care, leaving sagacity twiddling its thumbs. How can we sit in peace without knowing what's real? Am I squatting in the refuse of my actions, or am I a victim of an unfortunate lot? Neither sinless nor worthy of punishment. I fester in an unbearable seat. Had I not erected enough pillars of rectitude above the messes I've made? I don't know. Do you? The uncertainty leaves me vulnerable, vacant and raw. How could bitterness not overtake my soul, tossing my life into a loathsome place? Why? I've seen life smile upon the wicked and spit upon the righteous. How long should my head bow in shame for the regrets I have? Should I search for a sign that would evoke contentment? An unspoken answer I've not yet heard? An olive branch cradling a nest of understanding? Could my few days be coming to an end sooner than I had hoped, but longer than I expected? Will I ever find joy again outside dark rooms? I ask humbly, unworthy of a response, but buoyed by reactions gone by. That poem feels like a strong partner to the first one. Do you agree? Too often, many of us are sitting in the trenches of doubt, regret, and longing. I can be caught going there myself, especially when life seems to favor those wicked ones. And, the crush is weary. I like to think that there's an aspirational element in that poem. When you find yourself wandering through the heavy fog of uncertainty, searching for that crack of light, a reason to keep standing when the answers refuse to come. I hope that poem convinces you to continue going forward, and the effort is gonna be worth it. Trust me. Take it as my invitation to wrestle with regret without letting it own you, to endure hardship without surrendering your soul, and to keep reaching for peace even when the storm won't stop. As I mentioned, today's poems are tightly aligned, and we've been zooming in, metaphorically speaking, looking at individual elements, scenarios, and the like. Now let's zoom out a bit, look at things a bit farther away, because perspective's a key part of your viewpoint. Before we were looking at things through a microscope. Now let's look at these ideas and concepts through binoculars. This poem's entitled, Lessons in a Broken World. Is life just a journey to do little more than fill a space? One of a species, driven by the desire to procreate? Or a series of tests given after the lessons? The tests are clear to me, but these lessons, where do they lie? I see the hardening side of life. So many suffering like Job at every turn. People discarded like yesterday's newspaper. Are these both tests and lessons? Things have changed. Kindness has left us like the last days of summer, leaving me with a residue of disbelief. What I knew to be true is no longer. What I once put my stock in now holds no water. Today, humility is mistaken for weakness. Errors cannot be dismissed for their reality. Those in need are given a blind eye. Beatitudes are left for others to do. The latest and the greatest are elevated, only to soon be replaced by the next shiny object. New is good, old is bad. Every head's a home for a critical eye peering over the fence, but those same eyes turn blind when gazing inwardly. Grifters, con artists, and liars are afforded platitudes of magnitude by those who know better. Doubt these statements? Stand tall. Join me up here so you can see this too. Don't worry, getting here is easier than you think, but be prepared. It's an awful view, a sight that everyone should see. If I was asked to sum up that poem in one short sentence, I would say, from a distance, the truth gets harder to ignore. In making that poem, I tried to climb up above the noise, exposing decay that's hidden beneath society's shiny surface. And once you're there, you see the painful reality of a world where kindness has withered. Humility is often mocked, and the loudest liars command the biggest of stages. Maybe it's because I've been around more than a little while, but from my perspective, what once felt solid now crumbles. I see that poem as a wake-up call to see how far we've fallen, a challenge to seek meaning amid the wreckage, and a reminder that ignoring the cracks will only speed up your fall. I feel like I've learned all this through a relentless series of brutal lessons, those I can't afford to ignore anymore. I feel like we've only begun. Let's keep exploring concepts, looking at this life we're sharing here together at the same time. That's kind of an incredible fact when you think about it. That's unlikely given the amount of time humanity's been around. And let's embrace that we're here now together and go over here. I want you to start watching these poems right now, and I'll see you over there.